What's up, YouTube? Hopefully this video grabs your attention because today we're making a set of stock tongs. Let's get started. This video was made in partnership with the Dallas Historical Society. Alrighty, stock tongs. So we're going to be making a set of bolt jaw stock tongs today, which is kind of this style here, as compared to a set of, flat bit style tongs. These have a large ring formed around. That way, you can hold like a bolt head or something. That's why they're called bolt jaw tongs and whatnot. These are very versatile set of tongs, and in fact, a lot of people even use these as like their basis for flat jaw tongs. Even I've seen, and usually they're called like Viking tongs. It's just like if you look up a bunch of antique or blacksmithing artifacts from like Norway, Denmark, all that. That's the kind of style tongs those guys used. Those would be a style similar to this, and then that's just their basis for older tongs and whatnot. So, we're going to be working on. That's what we're going to be working on. So the material we're going to be using today is this is 1/4 inch by 1 inch flat bar, and then I'm going to actually forge weld on the tongs. These could also be hammered out too, but I'm making forge welding on some 1/2 inch round rod for my tongs. That's a fairly heavy material size, and it's pretty easy to draw down if you want to taper them down on as well. Let's get started. Okay, so the first step is we're going to create that first 90-degree bend, and for these tongs, and you kind of want, I'm gauging kind of off the face of the handle, which is roughly about 4.5 inches. Sometimes it's a little easier if you have more than what you need for this. So just kind of gauge around 4 to 5 inches for this bend. So we're going to try and hammer this down to get this point here a little thicker, or that way you make sure you want plenty of support on that bend. Something about like that. All right, so that's pretty easy step. Now we need to kind of start tapering this section out. All right, now that we kind of got a taper started, we're going to go through over the horn and bend it around on it. That'll create that gooseneck portion of the tong. right, to set this up, we're just going to kind of come over and thin a bit out. To roughly about a 1/2 inch. Kind of like this, and then we'll just go through, chop this off, and then kind of straighten it out a little bit better. Alright, got it set up for a forge weld. Holden. This side's pretty well done. And let's go over and do the other side. Alright, so same process as before. So we'll just cruise right along. And we'll use our other piece as a bit of a guide. That way, you know, we all stay consistent and everything. And you kind of want them to be a match set. That gives you the best results. All right, got them all done and squared up with each other. I do have this guy's a little bit longer, but that ain't gonna matter much. To create the stock tong portion is I just have some angle iron that I have cut, and that's what I'm gonna use. I'm just gonna weld these to the faces, just like this, and that's how I'll do that. You could forge weld these. It's just a lot easier to weld them up, so that's what I'm doing. Or you could take, say you don't have access to a welder and you're not great at forge welding or haven't learned how to forge weld yet, you could save a bit of the bar, or I probably should have showed this, but hindsight's 20/20. You save a bit of your main bar on the end from your taper, and then you can kind of crush that or hammer that down just a little bit and then chisel it in half, like on the 1/4 inch side, and that'll create, you know, the same shape. And that'll do the same thing as cutting your using some angle iron. Or you could also bend it 90 degrees, flatten it out, and just round it to the shape of some stock, whatever stock you want. There's a bunch of ways of doing that. I would say to do that at the end, though, when you have everything put together, or to bend your tabs out and then form it to whatever stock you want. It just saves you a little bit at a time. I'm because you're gonna end up having to do it twice after you get everything lined up when everything's together. But we got our bits done, so I'm gonna weld these on, and then we will work on the handles. Also, all right, for these handles, pretty simple. We're just gonna create kind of a flat edge, just a nice flat shelf to make it easy on ourselves for forge welding. And then we're gonna just taper this end just ever so slightly. There, that pretty simple. And then when we get everything forge welded on and whatnot, we can go through and work on the handle. I typically will leave it. I kind of like the chunkier handle. Oh, but you know, if you want to taper it out to thinner stock or whatnot, you can always go back and do that. But typically, I just end up leaving them thick. So. Oh, I didn't have it lined up right. Shoot. Oh, well, that worked out for me. Alrighty, got both pairs of tongs forge weld together. I was going to try and do a drop tong weld. Didn't work out, so I ended up having to come back and tack them together, and then I was able to get them welded out after that. So that's good. I'm slowly but surely getting better at forge welding, we'll say. So now we're ready to drill the holes for the rivet. I also need to come back and cut off some of this stock length. I don't need these longer reins for any reason, so I'll come back, and I usually like them around 14 inches or so. Oh, and then we'll be able to get these all situated. I am planning on these holding 3/8 square stock. Just got to get them all lined up for that, and we'll be all done. Alrighty, got them all nice and fitted. I got this set up for 3/8 square stock, well, round stock too, so, but yeah. Alrighty, got them all said and done. Not as much of a bolt jaw as I would have liked, but I needed a little bit more material. I thought the width of my face would have been enough, but needed a couple more, or probably about 3 or 4 more inches. So, so if you guys are wanting to make bolt jolt tongs, go off like 7 inches is instead of 4. All right, but yeah, great set of tongs to have, especially the. Seems like for a lot of projects, 3/8 stock is like the size to have. But you know, you can set these up for any kind of stock size. It's I should even be able to sneak away with 1/2 inch in these. So, but yeah, turned out pretty good. Definitely saves a lot of time forge welding on your reins, even if you have a welder. Welding them on saves a lot of time too. But yeah, I suppose job done. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Thanks for sticking with me all the way to the end. It really means a lot. If you could, please give me a like and subscribe. And with that, we will see you all next time.